Right now, while you are watching this video, your Windows PC is quietly sending data to Microsoft without asking for your permission. It is not a theory, it is not a rumor, and it is not something that happened years ago and got fixed. It is happening on your machine today, in the background, silently, every single time you turn on your computer. And the worst part is that most people have absolutely no idea it is even running. Microsoft buried this tracker so deep inside Windows that the average user will never find it on their own. But today, I'm going to show you exactly what it is collecting, and most importantly, how you shut it down for good. Let us start by talking about what this thing actually is. There is a service running on your Windows 10 and Windows 11 computer called Taskbar. Its official display name inside Windows is Connected User Experiences and Telemetry. That name alone should raise a red flag. The phrase Connected User Experiences sounds friendly, almost helpful, but what it actually means is that this service is constantly monitoring how you use your computer and sending that information back to Microsoft servers. It tracks which apps you open, how long you use them, what features you click on, and even how your hardware is performing in real time. This is not a feature you turned on. Microsoft enabled it by default on every single Windows installation. Now, here is where it gets even more serious. In June 2025, users who were digging through their PowerShell logs after a routine Windows update discovered something new and deeply concerning. A brand new service had been silently installed on their machines without any notification, without any pop-up, without any consent screen. This service is called AI Framework Service. Microsoft described it as something meant to enhance diagnostics. But privacy researchers and security analysts quickly noticed that this new service had deep integration with the operating system. It was not sitting on the surface. It had hooks all the way down into how the system processes and monitors activity. Combined with Taskbar, which was already there, this created a two-layer surveillance pipeline that most users had no idea existed on their own computers. And then there's Microsoft Recall. If you have not heard of Recall yet, pay very close attention to this part. Recall is a feature Microsoft introduced as part of its Copilot Plus AI push for Windows 11. What Recall literally does is take constant screenshots of everything you do on your screen and store them. Not screenshots you choose to take, automatic screenshots taken every few seconds of everything you are looking at. Your emails, your banking website, your medical searches, your private messages, your work documents, everything. Microsoft said Recall was designed to help you find things you had previously done on your computer by building a searchable visual history. But privacy experts immediately raised alarms about the fact that all of this visual data sits in a database on your machine, and that database is accessible to the telemetry services already running in the background. Here is something that many people do not realize. When you install Windows 11 and go through the setup process, all of these data collection settings are turned on by default. Microsoft does not go out of its way to explain what each setting actually does. The setup screens are designed to get you through the process quickly, and most people just click next, 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 and agree. By the time you reach your desktop, Taskbar is already running, optional diagnostics are already set to full, your advertising ID is already active, your activity history is already being stored, and Recall may already be scheduling itself to capture screenshots. You did not knowingly agree to any of this in any meaningful sense. The defaults were set against your interests, not in your favor. Let us talk about exactly what Taskbar collects, because Microsoft has actually published some of this information, though they make it hard to find. At the basic level, Taskbar collects information about system crashes, hardware compatibility, and performance. That part sounds reasonable. But at the optional level, which is the default setting on most consumer machines, the collection goes much further. It includes which applications you run, and how often, which features inside those applications you actually use, what time of day you use your computer most heavily, search queries you enter in the Windows search bar, websites you visit through Microsoft Edge, and behavioral patterns that Microsoft uses to personalize its services and target you with advertising. The service packages all of this data and sends it to Microsoft's servers on a regular schedule, and you can literally watch it happening in your network traffic if you know where to look. Now, I want to address something important before we get into the fix. Some people will say that disabling telemetry breaks Windows. Others say Microsoft needs this data to improve the operating system. Both of these points deserve an honest response. It is true that disabling Taskbar means Microsoft stops receiving your personal usage data for their improvement programs. It is also true that some minor features, like Xbox achievement notifications through certain pipelines and some personalized tips inside the OS, may behave differently after you disable this service. But your core Windows experience, your ability to install updates, run applications, browse the internet, and do everything you normally do remains completely intact. You're not breaking your computer. You're taking back control of your own data. There is also a performance angle to this that nobody talks about enough. DiagTrack does not just sit there quietly. It actively runs background tasks. It consumes CPU cycles, it performs disk read and write operations, and it uses your network bandwidth to transmit data. On newer, high-end machines with lots of RAM and a fast CPU, you might never notice it. But on laptops, budget machines, older PCs running Windows 11, or any computer where resources are tight, DiagTrack is one of those background processes that contributes to the system feeling sluggish. Users who have disabled it have reported faster boot times, reduced fan activity, and snappier overall performance. Getting rid of it is not just a privacy win, it is also a practical system improvement. Let me also address the legal reality here because it is relevant and more people should know about it. Under privacy regulations like GDPR in Europe and various state-level privacy laws in the United States, you have the legal right to control what data is collected about you. Microsoft includes these settings in Windows precisely because of regulatory pressure from these laws. Disabling telemetry, turning off data collection, and stopping these background services is not hacking. It is not illegal, and it is not a violation of your Windows license. You are exercising a right that the law gives you. If you are a healthcare professional, a lawyer, a therapist, or anyone who handles sensitive data for other people, this is not optional. You have a professional obligation to ensure that your computer is not silently transmitting client data to third-party servers. Now let us get into exactly how you stop this. The most important single step you can take is disabling the DiagTrack service. To do this, press the Windows key and the R key at the same time. A small run dialog box will appear. Type services .winc into that box and press enter. This opens the Windows Services Manager, which shows you every single service running on your machine. Scroll down through the list until you find the one called Connected User. Experiences and Telemetry. Right-click on it and select Properties. Inside the Properties window, you will see a button that says Stop. Click that button first to immediately halt the service that is currently running. Then find the drop-down menu labeled Startup Type and change it from Automatic to Disabled. Click Apply, then click OK. That service is now stopped and will no longer start automatically when you reboot your computer. The second step is to go into your Windows settings and change your diagnostic data level. Press the Windows key and the I key together to open settings. From there, navigate to Privacy and Security, then click on Diagnostics and Feedback. You will see an option for diagnostic data that allows you to choose between sending optional data and sending only required data. Set it to required only. This is the minimum level Windows will allow on consumer editions, and it dramatically reduces what gets sent to Microsoft. While you are on this same settings page, look for a section called Tailored Experiences, and turn that off as well. That feature uses your diagnostic data to show you personalized tips, ads, and recommendations inside Windows itself, and turning it off is one more layer of protection. The third step is disabling your advertising ID. This is something most people have never even heard of. Windows assigns every user account a unique advertising identifier that apps on your computer can use to track you across different applications and services and serve you targeted ads. Go back to Settings, then Privacy and Security, then General. You will see a toggle at the top that says, Let apps use my advertising ID to make ads more interesting to you. Turn that off immediately. While you are in this section, also turn off the toggle for letting websites show you locally relevant content by accessing your language list. These settings are all designed to help Microsoft and third-party app developers make money from your behavior. Step 4 is addressing activity history. This feature tells Windows to track everything you do on your device, including which apps you open, which files you access, and which websites you browse. It then optionally syncs that data to your Microsoft account in the cloud. In Settings, under Privacy and Security, find Activity History. Uncheck the box that says Store my activity history on this device. Then look for the option to send this history to Microsoft and turn that off as well. If you want a clean slate, there's also a button to clear all existing activity history that has already been collected. Click it. You're not just stopping future collection here, you are also wiping out the historical record that has already been built up. Step 5 deals specifically with Microsoft Recall. If your machine supports it, you need to check whether Recall is active and turn it off. In Settings, search for Recall or go to Privacy and Security and look for Recall and Snapshots. If you see it, make sure it is turned off. If your device does not show this option, it means Recall either has not been deployed to your hardware yet or is not supported on your current configuration. Either way, keep an eye on it because Microsoft has been steadily rolling this feature out, and future Windows updates may activate it on machines where it was not previously available. This is one of those settings you need to check again after every major Windows feature update. Step 6 is about app permissions that most people completely ignore. Open Settings and go to Privacy and Security. Scroll down and you will see a long list of permissions including camera, microphone, location, contacts, calendar, and others. Go through each one and ask yourself whether any of those apps on your machine actually need that access to function. For most apps, the answer is no. A text editor does not need your location. A game does not need access to your contacts. Go through and revoke permissions for any app that does not have a genuine and obvious reason to need them. Every permission you leave open is another potential data pathway that apps can use to collect information about you. Now, I want to mention a tool that makes all of this significantly easier if you are not comfortable navigating through menus and settings manually. It is called O&O Shutup 10++. It is free, it requires no installation, and it is completely portable, meaning you can download it, run it directly, and it does not even leave anything on your system when you close it. The tool presents every single privacy-related setting in Windows in one simple list. Each setting has a description explaining exactly what it does, and a color-coded safety indicator showing whether disabling it is safe, potentially impactful, or risky. You toggle settings one by one, which keeps you in full control while eliminating the need to hunt through multiple menus and settings panels. Before you use it or make any of the manual changes I described, create a system restore point first. The tool will actually prompt you to do this before applying any changes, and you should absolutely do it. There's one final thing I need to warn you about that is critically important. Major Windows feature updates, the kind that come once or twice a year and change the version number of your operating system, have been repeatedly observed to re-enable telemetry services and reset privacy settings back to Microsoft's defaults. This means that after you do everything I just described, after you disable DiagTrack, turn off optional diagnostics, revoke permissions, and disable recall, a big Windows update might quietly undo some or all of those changes without telling you. This is not speculation. It has been documented by users and independent researchers multiple times across multiple update cycles. The practical implication is that privacy on Windows is not a one-time fix. You need to recheck these settings every time Windows installs a major feature update. Make it a habit. Every time you see that your Windows version number has changed after an update, go back through these settings and verify nothing has been reset. If you want the most aggressive level of protection beyond what I described, there are advanced options available. You can block Microsoft's telemetry server addresses at your firewall level, preventing any data from reaching those destinations, even if a service somehow starts back up. There is a project on GitHub called Windows Spy Blocker that maintains an updated list of all known Microsoft telemetry endpoints. You can also use your router's DNS settings to redirect these domains so they never connect. These are advanced steps, and they require more technical comfort, but they are available to you if you want to go deeper. The bottom line here is simple. Microsoft built an operating system that watches you by default. They did it quietly, they buried the settings deep, they named the services with bland corporate language that disguises what they actually do, and they designed the setup process to make sure most people never even think to look. But you now know what is running on your machine. You now know what DiagTrack is, what AI Framework Service does, what recall captures, and how every single one of these can be turned off. Your computer belongs to you. The data generated by your behavior belongs to you. The steps I just walked you through give you back control over both. Do this today. Do not wait for the next update to do it for you, because the next update will not do it for you. It will do the opposite. Take 5 minutes right now and lock down your machine before Microsoft's next update has the chance to reset everything back to factory surveillance mode.